In the heart of Lumiose City, under a cloak of suspicion and night, Gengar, a figure of myth and fear, stands wrongfully accused of a crime that shakes the very core of the Pokemon world. Thrust into a whirlwind of deceit, ancient curses, and unlikely alliances, Gengar must navigate a treacherous path to uncover a truth more complex than it ever imagined. In a tale where trust is a gamble and friendship an unexpected sanctuary, will Gengar clear its name against the dark backdrop of a world quick to judge? Embark on an electrifying journey where every shadow holds a story, and the line between hero and villain blurs. Chapter 1: Shadows of Doubt. In Lumiose City, where the modern meshed seamlessly with the mystical, the night air was usually alive with a cacophony of sounds: the hum of neon, the buzz of conversation, and the occasional cry of a nocturnal Pokemon. But tonight, an unusual hush had fallen over the city. The Pokemon Museum, a beacon of culture and history, stood violated. Its most prized possession, a rare and ancient gem, stolen. Under the flickering streetlights, casting long, eerie shadows, Gengar hovered silently. His usual mischievous grin was replaced by a frown, its eyes reflecting the city's turmoil. As whispers and pointed fingers directed suspicion towards it, Gengar's heart sank. It was no stranger to fear and mistrust, but being accused of a crime it didn't commit stung sharply. "Gengar, the gem thief," echoed through the streets, a chorus of accusation born from old prejudices. Gengar's protest was drowned out by the growing clamor. The city's Pokemon, usually indifferent to its presence, now glared with suspicion and fear. It was a familiar feeling, yet each accusatory gaze felt like a fresh wound. "Need help?" A voice broke through the commotion. Eevee emerged from the shadows, its fur gleaming under the neon glow. Unlike the others, its eyes held no judgment, just a friendly spark. "Why would you help me?" Gengar asked, its voice a mix of surprise and wariness. Eevee's response was simple and sincere. "Because I know what it's like to be judged by what you are, not who you are. Let's find that gem and prove them wrong." The pair slipped away into the night, leaving the city's judgment behind. Their journey began with the daunting task of retracing the thief's steps. They scoured the museum's surroundings, searching for clues missed by others. As the moon climbed higher, they ventured into the city's lesser-known paths, guided by whispers and rumors. Their first lead took them to an underground market, a hub for information, if one knew where to look. The market was a labyrinth of stalls and Pokemon, each with stories to tell. Amidst this chaos, Gengar and Eevee gathered tales of a Zoroark seen prowling the city's outskirts. As dawn approached, the duo found themselves at the edge of Lumiose City, where civilization gave way to the wild. Here, the urban landscape transformed into dense forests and untamed wilderness. It was in these wilds that their real journey would begin, chasing the elusive shadow of a cunning Zoroark and a gem veiled in mystery. Gengar, once the subject of fear and superstition, now carried the weight of proving its innocence. The journey ahead was fraught with uncertainties, but with Eevee by its side, Gengar felt a flicker of hope. Maybe, just maybe, this quest would change not only its fate, but also the hearts of those who had condemned it. Chapter 2: The Illusionist's Trail. The dawn's light crept over the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink as Gengar and Eevee ventured into the dense, mist-wrapped forests beyond Lumiose City. The forest was a world unto itself, alive with the sounds of rustling leaves and distant Pokemon calls. The city's concrete jungles were replaced by towering trees, ancient and wise, their branches weaving a canopy above. Their only guide was the rumor of a Zoroark, a master of illusions, known for its cunning and elusive nature. This forest, with its ever-shifting paths and hidden eyes, seemed a fitting abode for such a creature. Gengar moved with a natural ease in this dim, dappled world, its ghostly form gliding over roots and underbrush. Eevee, with less stealth but equal determination, trotted beside it, its ears perked for any sound out of the ordinary. The deeper they went, the more the forest seemed to come alive. It was as if the very air buzzed with unseen energy. Suddenly, Eevee's ears twitched. A rustle, distinct and deliberate, drew their attention. Emerging from the underbrush was a scyther. Its blood is glinting in the filtered sunlight. "We seek the Zoroark," Gengar stated, his voice echoing eerily among the trees. Scyther, wary yet intrigued, replied, "Zoroark? A creature of shadows and deceit. It has passed through these woods, yes, but chasing shadows can be a fool's errand." Despite Scyther's warning, they pressed on, each clue leading them deeper into the forest's heart. Along the way, they encountered other Pokemon, each encounter a test of trust. From a skeptical Noctowl who questioned their motives to a group of playful Mankey who led them on a wild chase. Gengar and Aive navigated these interactions with a growing sense of camaraderie and purpose. It wasn't just the pursuit of the thief that drove them. It was the journey itself, an opportunity for Gengar to challenge the stereotypes it had been shackled with. With each Pokemon they met, Gengar's story unfolded. Not as a tale of a feared ghost Pokemon, but as a narrative of courage and determination. As the sun began its descent, casting long shadows through the trees, they stumbled upon a clearing. There, etched into the ground, were tracks unlike any other, a distinct pattern that could only belong to Zoroark. "The Illusionist's Trail?" whispered Gengar, a mix of excitement and apprehension in its voice. Eevee's gaze hardened with resolve. "We're close now. Let's keep going." The forest now felt different, charged with a sense of impending revelation. The tracks led them to the edge of a valley, shrouded in a dense fog that seemed to dance and twist, unnaturally. "This is Zoroark's doing," Gengar noted, its eyes narrowing. "Stay close. We're entering the realm of illusions." As night fell, the forest transformed into a realm of shadows and whispers, a world where reality blurred and fantasies took shape. Gengar and Eevee, united in their quest, stepped into the mist, ready to confront the master of illusions and uncover the truth hidden within the enigmatic heart of the forest. Chapter 3. Unraveling the Curse. Gengar and Eevee, enveloped by the dense, swirling fog, ventured into the valley that lay shrouded in mystery. The mist seemed to twist and turn with a life of its own, creating a labyrinth of illusions that disoriented and misled. Every step they took was cautious, for the ground beneath them felt unstable, as if reality itself was uncertain here. Within this otherworldly haze, shapes and shadows moved with eerie fluidity. Trees appeared to bend and whisper secrets, and ghostly figures danced just out of sight. This was Zoroark's domain, a place where truth was as elusive as the morning mist. As they delved deeper, Gengar's senses heightened, attuned to the spectral energy that permeated the air. It was then that they heard it, a faint, sorrowful melody drifting through the fog. Eevee's ears twitched, and Gengar's eyes narrowed. The music was hypnotic, drawing them forward. The source of the melody was a small clearing, where a figure cloaked in shadow played a haunting tune on an ancient flute. As they approached, the figure ceased playing and slowly turned. It was Zoroark, its red eyes glowing with a mixture of wariness and curiosity. "Why do you seek me?" Zoroark's voice was a melodic whisper tinged with sadness. "We seek the gem you stole," Gengar replied, its voice steady despite the unsettling atmosphere. Zoroark's expression shifted, a flicker of pain crossing its features. "That gem, it's more than just a stolen trinket. It's a prison, holding captive the spirits that once roamed free." Gengar and Eevee exchanged glances, the gravity of the situation dawning on them. This was no ordinary heist. It was a tale of loss and longing. Zoroark continued, I stole the gem to free a spirit dear to me, trapped within its cursed facets. But the gem's power is too strong, and its curse too deep. Eevee stepped forward, compassion in its eyes. Maybe we can help. We can find a way to break the curse together. Gengar, moved by Eevee's empathy, nodded in agreement. The gem's theft, once a simple case of right and wrong, had now woven a complex tapestry of emotions and intentions. Their conversation was abruptly interrupted by a rumbling sound. The ground shook and the fog thickened, as if reacting to the turmoil surrounding the gem. The curse is unstable, Zoroark exclaimed, its voice laced with urgency. We must act quickly, or the spirits within will be lost forever. United by a common cause, Gengar, Eevee, and Zoroark set out to unravel the gem's secrets. Their journey led them through the valley, now alive with spectral energy, towards an ancient ruin, said to hold the key to breaking ancient curses. As they traversed the treacherous terrain, the bond between the trio strengthened. Gengar, once an outcast, now found itself part of an unlikely alliance, each member driven by a desire to rectify a wrong and bring peace to restless spirits. The ruins, bathed in the silvery light of the moon, stood as a silent sentinel at the valley's end. Here, amidst crumbling pillars and faded inscriptions, lay their last hope to lift the gem's curse and free the spirits bound within. The night was still, and the air was charged with anticipation as they prepared to face the unknown. Unaware of the challenges that lay ahead in their quest to right a cosmic wrong. Chapter 4. Light in the Darkness. Under the luminous gaze of the full moon, the ancient ruins whispered of forgotten eras and lost tales. Gengar, Eevee, and Zoroark stood before the weathered stone altar at the heart of the ruins, the cursed gem pulsating with the spectral light in their midst. The air was thick with the energy of ages past, each breath they took laden with the weight of history. The gem's glow intensified, casting eerie shadows on the crumbling walls. Gengar could feel the restless spirits within, their whispers echoing in its mind like distant cries for salvation. Zoroark stepped forward, its eyes fixed on the gem with a mixture of fear and determination. This is where we break the curse, Zoroark murmured, its voice barely audible over the howling wind that had begun to swirl around the ruins. Eevee, though small in stature, stood bravely by Gengar's side, its fur bristling with static energy. We're with you, it said, a comforting assurance in the growing tumult. Gengar focused its energy, calling upon its ghostly powers to interact with the spectral force of the gem. As it reached out, the spirits within responded, their voices growing louder, a cacophony of hope and despair. Zoroark began an ancient chant, a melody that seemed to resonate with the stones themselves. The gem responded, its light pulsating in rhythm with Zoroark's song. The ritual was a dance of light and shadow, a symphony of the elements. Eevee, channeling its innate connection with the natural world, added its energy to the mix, creating a harmony that enveloped the altar. As the chant reached its crescendo, the gem shone blindingly bright, then shattered with a sound like the breaking of the world. From within it, ethereal figures emerged, their forms flickering like flames in the wind. The spirits, freed from their prison, circled the trio, their whispers now gentle murmurs of gratitude. The curse lifted, the spirits ascended, leaving behind a sense of peace that permeated the air. Zoroark, tears glistening in its eyes, watched as the spirit it sought emerged, offering a silent nod of farewell before disappearing into the night sky. The gem, now just a collection of harmless fragments, lay scattered on the altar. Gengar, looking at the remnants, felt a sense of closure. It had not only cleared its name, but had also played a role in righting a historical wrong. As dawn broke, painting the sky with hues of pink and gold, the trio emerged from the ruins. The journey back to Lumio's city was a quiet one, each lost in their thoughts. They had started as strangers, bound by circumstance, but now shared a bond forged in the depths of an ancient mystery. Upon their return, the city greeted them with a newfound respect. Gengar, once the subject of fear and suspicion, was now seen in a different light. The story of their adventure spread, altering perceptions and breaking down long-held beliefs. Standing in the heart of the city, Gengar looked up at the sky, now clear and bright. It had embarked on this journey to clear its name, but had gained so much more. Friendship, understanding, and a sense of purpose. The tale of Gengar and the cursed gem became a legend in Lumio's city, a reminder that sometimes the most unlikely heroes emerge from the shadows, and truth can be found where one least expects it. In a world of mystery and wonder, Gengar had carved out its place not as a mischievous specter, but as a guardian of balance and a friend to all.